Hi guys, Sales Training Day is going to be a little different than anything we've ever done before. We're going to kind of review something I'm trying. And I've had some offices that I've struggled to try to get there. And I'm going to be honest, and to my own faults or my own arrogance, however you want to take it, I never viewed selling You Build It as being complicated. I always felt like we provided more than enough tools, more enough guidance, more enough everything else to be able to do it. But what I found I've run into is finding a salesperson with a work ethic can be incredibly difficult. I was actually talking to Rich Harshaw about it, and we were discussing. He said, your biggest problem is most presenter close. It's very rare to find someone that can be both. He goes, you get most of your, what you would call salespeople, can do the presentation and they can do the close, but they hate doing the sifting. And the guys that sift don't tend to be good at the presentation and close. What we mean by sift is the calls. Because everything in ours is about the fact, I say every time, the most important sale you make is getting them in for a presentation. Lighting up the phones, getting people in is the most important one. At the same time, it can be done by any secretary in America. It's just somebody willing to pick up the phone and say, would you like to come in? If they have questions, kicking it to the local consultant, but trying to get them in. And I will give you a side note. I'm working on trying to develop a call center to be able to help on that. That has proven to be very difficult. So don't get cocky and think I have it in place yet. But I will let you know we are working on it. What I have found though is hiring a salesperson and training a salesperson is incredibly expensive. So just about any of you, with your spouse's help, with your secretary's help, your assistant's help, can handle the sifting, the calls. I'm trying to find a way to help you with the presentation and the close. Most of you have no need for what I'm going to provide for you here. Most of you shouldn't even bother watching it. And feel free to turn off and quit now. For any of you that can help now or in the future though, this is what we are trying. By the way, I have no idea if this is going to work or not. This is like when you go fishing and you get that brand new lure that you think's going to be great, and it may be the greatest thing since an Aguilera number 2, and you catch bass all day long. And it may just wear your arm out casting because you never catch anything. But here's what I've come to learn. We hire these salespeople without enough construction experience, and they don't have credibility in the room. They're great at flowing them through the flip chart, but they're not great at doing the rest. So I've created a video of me doing the flip chart, me doing the presentation. I'm not even sure how long it is right now. The goal is to be about 15 minutes. But my concept is this: put a construction guy for the presentation. So the presentation would flow in the following format. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. So great to meet you. Thank you for coming in. Let me get your information. Sit down. Can I get you something to drink? Walk through. Okay. I'm Bob with You Build It. Would love to be able to help y'all. Do y'all mind if I just fill out this little form and go through the basic form and hopefully get lost? Here's what I'm going to say. There is going to be a point. For some of you, because you're a little nervous, it's going to be right at the very, very start. For some of you, it's going to be at the very end where you'll be like, oh, wait, please don't leave. And you're going to throw it on. It might be in the middle. Hopefully, it's probably going to be after about 10 or 15 minutes of visiting, and you're going to throw it on. If you're really good and really efficient, which you're going to become real quick, it's going to be at the very end and almost an afterthought, and the people will be even semi-bored to do. But you're going to throw on the video to walk through the presentation. Here's all you need to have in your office: a computer or a screen to be able to show this video on, obviously with sound. Have a planning manual, have a construction manual, and that's it. My advice to you: have a construction guy in there and have him, when it feels right, play the video. Outside of that, answer all their questions. Regurgitate everything, say everything, tell them whatever they want. Don't hold back, don't reserve, don't try to have some secret something or another. I mean, tell them all. Give them your best guess as to cost to build. Hopefully you have enough wisdom to frame that from the absolute best case to the worst case scenario. Hopefully you don't just say, it's going to be 125, so I'm going to say 125, when it could possibly have been 105. Probably not, but could have. In which case you would want to have said, best case scenario, if we're really lucky, everything goes in line, it could be 105. Worst case scenario, it could be 130, 135. Realistically, I think it'll probably be around 120, 125. Try to learn how to frame that. But if you can't, then just say the truth. Just tell them the truth. Because here's what I find. Most of what people need to know is you know what you're doing, you believe in them, you can actually help them, you can build the house, what they can build it for. Understanding the system, the little video will pop them through. Now, why do you have the manuals? Because if you did everything right, if you answered all their questions correctly, especially if they saw a little video and you answered all their questions and you walked through the plans of land and everything, they're going to want to see the tools, have the tools to get there. The little cover, the front of your manual, especially on your planning, even more than your construction, that has that beautiful little graph on it, that alone gives you a full presentation. That alone lets you walk through who we are, what we do, and how we work. Showing the construction manual, explaining how that works is a huge help as well. But mostly the concept is you're going to get them in, you're going to say hello. You're going to try to learn about their land, about the plans, about what they want to do, and you're going to answer all their questions as best you can. At some point, you're going to show them this little 15-minute video, and when you're done, you're going to answer any follow-up questions they have. After that, you're going to hand them the takeaway brochure. If you don't have those, order them. They matter huge. Put that in their hand and tell them, guys, your next step is just contact the lender or find land or whatever. But basically, contact the lender, go ahead and get pre-qualified for your loan. And then whenever you're ready to go, let's just get started. Shake their hand, send them out. And then go type in your notes so you can remember details. Send their information to the lender. Hopefully the lender will contact them to get them pre-qualified. And then here's the last thing I'm going to say to you. And I know I'm talking to guys in this case that are construction guys, more than salespeople, blah, blah, blah. Call them once a week and ask when they're ready to get started. Once a month has passed, if they're not ready yet, if they tell you, hey, call me in 3 or 4 months, put them down to call in 3 or 4 months. Otherwise, if you don't want to keep following up, that's okay. Are you going to miss some sales here? Yeah. Are you going to sell 20% of your leads? Absolutely not. Are you going to sell 10% of your leads? Hopefully. Realistically, what we're going for is 5%. At this rate of return, I'm hoping we can come up with a format that gets us 5%. That means for 20 leads, we get a contract. Is that phenomenal? Nah. But with Rick Harshaw, we know we can buy 20 leads for, what, $4,000? So for $4,000, if this works, we can buy a sale. That's the goal, and that's what we're shooting for. If this has any value to you, great. I promise you, at the very worst, watch the video. It will help you with your own presentations. At the very least, it's a good training. And we're going to see what we can do. Please, by the way, last little side note on this sales training. If you've got some advice, if you've got some other ideas, if you have some insight, I don't think anybody thinks I've ever said I'm not open to learning more or having help. Please give me a call. Please send me an email. I want it and I need it and I appreciate it. Guys, have a great day. May you have a freakishly successful 2019.